Is it really alright for us to borrow your shuttle?
We have dozens of those in our fleet. It's not that big of a deal. We can mass produce those in the hundreds.
Yeah, besides, it's not like they would really care all that much about it. I mean, have you seen the amount of work that has gone into this ship? They've got enough material to spare at least one.
With that being said, I believe it is time for you to get to know your ship a bit. If you're going to be using this as your new primary flagship, I should give you the tour so you know the basics of how to operate her.
That would be best.
Agreed. At the very least, I would like to know how to fire the main guns. There's no point of us getting a new ship if we don't know how to use it properly. With that being said, I've noticed that some of the weapons on the outer hull are weapons that we already have equipped on our own fleet. I thought you agreed that you were going to hand us a ship with more advanced weapons than what we've currently got.
There was a, dilemma with the retrofitting crew. Suffice it to say, they weren't as quick as we had anticipated or expected them to be. So they were behind schedule multiple times during the task, but we have been able to install most of our current up-to-date weapons, so our deal should still be satisfactory.
Hey, some gun is better than no gun, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Good. Now, if you don't mind, I prefer to get this tour over with so I may return to my own ship.
Alright.
Onwards.
Good. Let's get this over with. Here is the central airlock for the spinal cord of the ship. From here, you should be able to access nearly every sector of the ship within walking distance. From here, we are close by to the crew quarters, ammunition depot, and some recreational rooms.
It's very fancy.
Nice and bright.
As you can see, even though that she is a warship, she still deserves the best quality for her construction. Unlike your own ships, we prefer to have the best models out of assembly.
I can certainly see that.
Now, I know that you want to take a look at the weapons section first. However, I believe that recreation is more important for your crew at this very juncture. Considering how long you've been in battle, I believe you two might need a drink.
I could use a drink.
Yeah.
Good. Now follow me. This is both the mess hall and the bar for the entire ship. Currently, you have enough supplies on board to last over a year for your small crew, as well as you are able to make any possible concoctions with the ingredients we've supplied.
Alright, I understand. I only got one question. You got engineering grease on here?
What the hell is that? Is that some sort of foreign juice?
It's not an outer rim juice. It's something that pretty much every engineer who works in, well, engineering makes. It became a widespread drink.
It's the first I've heard of it.
I doubt a regular bartender here could make it.
Alright, fair enough.
With that being said, how about I concoct you what I like to call lunar eclipse?
Ooh.
Sounds interesting.
Alright, I hope you enjoy, gentlemen. It's a bit of vodka, some carrot juice, an ounce of lemon juice, some honey, and a touch of celery.
Is it supposed to be orange?
Yes.
Ooh. That's
Oh
good.
god, that is real good. Jesus.
Yeah. Man, it's been a while since we've had, like, actual fruits and veggies. Sick and tired of eating MREs that it's just a bunch of fake stuff.
Man, like how did you even get, what was it, cabbage, kale, out here in outer space?
We have a small hydroponics bay within the ship. It helps be self-sufficient so we don't have to continuously restock at another station.
Interesting.
Right. Well then, I'm sure that you would love to enjoy your drink some more, but this is time well spent touring the rest of the ship.
Fair enough. Let's get a go on.
Just let me down the rest of this first, at least.
Very well.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Welcome to the lounge, otherwise known as the arcade.
Definitely fits the title. What do you got on those things?
I do not know. I do not use such primitive devices for such menial entertainment.
Galaga, Pac-Man, Alien Invasion.
Oh, they even have Mortal Kombat on this.
Cool.
Yes, while most of the computational systems aboard this ship are meant for primary system use, for some reason the engineers of this ship decided to use some of it for more recreational purposes.
Is that why you also have a library and books?
Yes, in case there are members of your crew that enjoy a more delicate form of media, then we have stocked your literal libraries with as much novelty from our database.
Medical journals, maintenance.
Let's see. Dune, Ender's Game, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Ooh, He Who Fights with Monsters. I love that series.
Seriously? Me too.
Yeah.
Do they have the whole collection?
Ahem.
Right, onwards.
Sorry.
Now pay attention. This is probably the most dangerous section of the ship,
Okay. Why?
because the most volatile motes and substances we use for ammunition and fuel are behind these closed doors.
Oh yeah.
I would be mindful since you're the engineer now. If anything were to happen to these vital components, you would be held responsible. At least if you were on board my ship.
Yeah, I'll be careful with it.
Make sure that you do. While we won't delve into it, this is a passageway that connects to all the crew quarters, not including the captain's personal quarters. They are quite accommodating and spacious, about as inviting as a luxury cruise liner as I've been told. They are also quite customizable in the event that your crew decides that they wish to dilly-dally and add in their own capacity. This is our medical bay. It has some of the most advanced and sophisticated instruments for healing most critical injuries. You won't find any of this equipment besides in the most advanced field hospitals in the system.
This is some impressive stuff.
Very good setup. Got some nice displays. Emergency cryo. Got everything in here.
Like I said, this has some of the most advanced equipment for medical issues in the system. So I'm sure your doctor, if you have one, would appreciate this.
Well, last I checked, our doctor is lazing about in cryo.
No, actually, I think he went to the fleet. If he was lazing about in cryo, he's most likely dead in that station.
Oh yeah.
I do not care about your crew squabbling. In the meantime, we have to continue. In fact, we are going to need to continue to the most important section of the ship, which I would designate the heart of the entire operation.
Very well. Lead on.
Welcome to the starboard reactor core. The ship has two primary reactor cores, one on the starboard and one on the port. They are both a redundant system. In the event that one is ever disabled or destroyed, the surviving reactor core can act as the sole provider of power throughout the ship. Though do be mindful and don't allow that to happen.
Got some really good stuff in here.
What are those jolts of energy down there?
Those are the arc capacitors. They're able to increase the ship's power by 5-fold in case of emergency.
So if we need an extra boost, we'll need to turn them on.
Correct. They were meant to be installed for more advanced machinery. However, since you don't have any of those advanced machines, at the moment they are no better than a light show. But if you were ever to get hands on something that required more power, those would need to be enabled.
Fair enough.
By advanced machinery, you wouldn't have to mean something that's like, I don't know, a wall of energy able to block certain projectiles?
If you are referring to my ship's energy shields, then yes, it would fall under that category. However, I am under no obligation to give you that specific technology.
You're already giving us a massive warship as well as a bunch of tech. Is that really too much to ask?
Yes, the shield technology is actually a recent development. I can count the number of ships currently equipped with that tech on a single hand. As of right now, there are 2 working shield generators in this system. The first is currently installed on my ship. The second was on a convoy being shipped to its primary objective.
Can we just borrow yours?
No.
Okay then.
Yeah, he wouldn't give up his shields all that easily. You should have expected that.
Now, if you're done with this whole discourse, I believe we should move on. We are near the end of this whole sightseeing tour, and there's only a few more places I need to show.
That'd be best.
Welcome to the CIC of the entire operation.
Jesus, look at all these computers.
You ain't even seen half of them, but come up here.
Whoa. You can plan an entire military operation from this bridge.
Oh yeah.
How many monitors do you need on a bridge?
Well, with a ship this size, you'd expect a very large crew, which we aren't.
Actually, in truth, with a mature AI, this ship could be 100% automated. Given that certain subsystems still require human hands, this ship during an emergency could be remote operated.
I'm assuming there's a very large AI core on this ship.
Precisely. The most advanced quantum computer that has ever been built, at least in that time, is currently installed in this ship. It is directly beneath our feet as we speak.
I take it there's not any way to get into it, though. At least not easily, right?
Incorrect. The ship designers have actually built maintenance tunnels throughout the entire structure. One of them leads straight to the bridge, to the AI core bunker.
Maybe we should take a look at this AI core. It seems pretty important.
Indeed it is. In fact, it's going to be the last stop on our little tour. Below the stairwell, you'll find the redundant processors and backup storage blocks. However, you will also find the access to the AI bunker. There's also access to the bunker from the captain's quarters. However, this is the most efficient method.
Cool, let's take a look.
Follow me and keep your greasy fingers off anything.
Whoa. This is some core.
As I have said, this is the most advanced AI core that was built during its time. I estimate compared to that last box which you're housing that pathetic little avatar, this has over 7 times the computational power. As a side note, if you were to install your nascent AI into this AI core, I'm pretty sure she, or it, will begin to exponentially grow in cybernetic development.
Well, shoot. Do you think we can install her now? I'm sure she would appreciate it.
Well, I'd say let's hold off for a moment until we can get everything nice and secure and learn our way around this place before we start modifying things, as it were.
I would actually suggest you do it now. In order for the ship to be fully operational, it needs two key factors. One, an AI to be able to manage all the systems rebooting up after eons of being laid bare. And two, well, that will come later, but I do suggest that you install your AI now so we may begin the reboot of the whole network.
Alright, sounds good. I actually have, like, a fragment of her on me right now. Besides, Foxy, you have the other fragment, correct?
Yes, I do.
Good. You can install her in the central processor in the center of the room.
We're all linked up over here.
Good. Then let us proceed. Make sure that you register and uplink your device before you begin the download.
Affirmative. Alpha 02 storage device ready. How about you, Foxy?
Yeah, just gotta hit start.
Copy. Initializing AI uplink.
Activating primary computer core. Running boot up diagnostics. Current status, standing by. Pending new hardware and devices. Beginning analyzation. Analyzation complete. New data center and cyber core assimilated. Amendment to status. Nominal. Ava systems fully online. Hello, Captain. Hello, Chief Engineer. How's it going?
Welcome back, Ava. I'm pretty sure you've just realized this, but we've just installed your program into the new ship's AI core.
Yes. This is all so very different. It's definitely much more spacious here, and there are so many new subsystems that I have to keep track of. But I feel like someone moved all the furniture in my head and repainted all the walls blue.
A fairly normal reaction given you've just been uploaded to the network. Give it some time and I'm sure it will pass on.
If you say so. Is there anything you two need me to do?
Do me a favor and run a full diagnostic on the entire ship, would you?
Seriously, that's it? You just gave me a brand new toy, and all you want is for me to crunch some numbers? You're boring as hell.
Just please do what he says, Ava. We need to do a routine check just to be sure.
Fine. But just so you know, this is just as boring for me as it would be for you. Beginning ship-wide diagnostics of whatever.
Is it just me, or did she just get a lot sassier?
I heard that.
Interesting. Perhaps it's actually further in its development than I anticipated. Right now, it appears that it's in its, what we refer to, early puberty phase.
So we got a teenager running the ship? Oh, great.
Huh. Quite the amusing dilemma. But ill-important. For now, let us vacate this place. Best to leave this thing to scourge the system so that it may...
What the heck?
What's the matter, Ava?
I just found a log of deleted comms messages. All of them within the last few hours.
Wait, how did you...
Ava, what do they say?
I am restoring the messages now, Captain, but whoever deleted them wanted to make sure there was almost no trace left. I'm basically putting together a puzzle, and that puzzle is made of 1 trillion pieces.
That sounds fun.
Got it. Oh, that's not good. Captain, he's been lying to us.
Elaborate.
The message. The ship. This whole exchange. He wasn't going to uphold his end of the deal. Hours ago, before we attacked and rammed the Vanguard into the space station, this man was given an order to strip the ship of all its primary weapons. The message states that he was to remove all the Syndicate's hyper-advanced weapons, and replace them with our traditional older munitions. Moreover, they even purged all of the assemblers of the schematics of how to produce their ammunition. What they were planning on giving us was a one-shot, underarmed, single-use warship.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
It appears that your AI is much more capable than I give her credit for. What she said is partially true. We have been removing weapons from this ship. However, it is for your own benefit.
So you don't deny it? Those ships out there that I saw flying around with guns on their hull.
The maintenance crew probably rushing around to get all the, well, useless weapons around the ship uninstalled.
Useless? We were promised if we were to do your suicide mission that we would get a fully operational warship with your advanced weapons.
Yeah, like a perfectly fine and operational ship, and you're handing it to us neutered.
I have my reasons for altering our deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Besides, I am simply just following orders.
And whose orders would that be?
That would be me, dear Captain. I would suggest lowering your tone for now.
Who the hell are you?
Your interference wasn't necessary. I had things handled.
From my position, Agent, I believe you are about to have a tuffle on your hands. Stand aside and let me handle this. I am in a better position to clear this up than you. As for you, Captain, I apologize for not having this conversation face to face, but given I am no longer within the system at the moment, and I prefer to keep my identity a secret, this will have to do.
Very well. Who do I have the courtesy of speaking with?
As I have just said, secrecy is part of my identity. However, if you require a name to tag me by, then you may call me J2.
I'm assuming you're this guy's boss.
I am no one's boss. All my clients are free to do as they wish. I do, however, sometimes give out orders to that man over there.
The definition of a boss, but okay.
We are getting off topic. Right now, I need to clear up your current suspicions about our misdirections. The removal of our weapons from your new ship wasn't pre-planned, or our goal. In fact, it was made in haste after a recent discovery.
Oh? And what is that?
That information is classified. It is not some piece of knowledge you should be privy to.
Sketchy deals. How fun.
That being said, at this juncture I believe it is necessary to gift you this information, given how it could be vital for the outcome of future events soon to come.
J2, I must protest. It's one thing to fund these insurgents. It's another thing to give them something that could possibly ruin our plans. The data they were able to glean from that satellite of ours has information that could more or less cripple us if they were able to find a way to utilize it.
Agent 808, your opinions have been recognized and dismissed. Like it or not, these people are going to have to become a key building block in the plan we've been laying down.
Plan? What plan? What is all this?
I will share what you need to know, and no more than that. Also, whatever I say must not be allowed to leak from this room, even to the rest of your fleet. Understood?
Alright. Yes, I agree.
Now this is going to take a while. Settle down. I hope that clears everything up. Are there any further questions?
Some. Hell, a lot. But I guess I can wait for another day.
Good. I don't have much time left, so I'll keep the rest brief. Make sure you don't tell anyone else about this without my permission. If you do, I will hunt you down to the ends of the galaxy.
She'll do it too. I've seen it happen.
Hang on. What about the weapons you're supposedly taking? This can't exactly be a warship without any guns to fire.
Yes, I almost forgot about that. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to disappoint you. While I was able to redirect some shipments of weapons to refit your ship, I don't have it within my power to give back all the weapons we are uninstalling.
So does that mean I don't get all the boom boom, sad AI noises?
Don't get depressed yet, little one. I can still, however, compensate you all for this failure on our part with something special. While I can't divert enough turrets, missiles, or battle cannons, I can, however, give you the option to equip your ship with an optional WMD.
Wait, a weapon of mass destruction?
Yes, a low-level one at least. I currently have 3 in my inventory that I can part ways with, but I can only part ways with 1. It would be hard to conceal the disappearance of 3 WMDs after all.
You have my attention.
The 3 WMDs are of different categories. The first one is one you've already dealt with. When you had an outpost on the moon, we vaporized it with a tactical nuke launcher. Extremely volatile area of effect, but it can be easily shot down. I can give you one tactical nuke torpedo launcher. The second is highly experimental. I haven't even seen it myself being used, but from what I've been told, it is extremely deadly. It is some sort of energy-based spinal lance. It doesn't use ammunition and dishes out a ton of hull damage to the ship receiving it. It has a very slow recharge rate, though. The last is actually a shipment headed straight for the flagship Inquisitor. They are energy-based turrets. Again, no ammunition, but what's even better is that they were specifically designed to have a fast rate of fire. But more importantly, they are able to tear through Syndicate shields. Quite useful if you plan to fight ships with those. These are just normal weapons though, so we would just be replacing some of your vanilla weapons with these.
Alrighty then. We'll talk this over and give you our answer later, I'm sure.
Very good, but make it quick. I have a busy schedule to maintain, so when this is over, we should no longer have any debt to you.
Fair enough. At least not until we do some extra work for y'all in the future, right?
Correct. In addition, if you ever require our assistance or our technology later in the future, we would need you to do further exploits for us.
Well put, Agent 808. Now I am out of time. So, Agent, if you can finish the process of transferring ship ownership to these gentlemen, I will conclude this call.
Yes, ma'am. It should be a simple switchover. I should be done within the hour and return to the fleet by then.
Good. Oh, and make sure you give the captain the proper equipment, all right?
Yes, madam. No, I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time this is brought up. However, I hope this should clear up any confusion that has been brought to the surface.
Clears up some.
I still got a colossal amount of beef because of you.
Irrelevant. As of right now, I hope that your AI was able to do a full reboot of the ship systems. Otherwise, we're going to be here a lot longer than what I would like.
Ava, have you been able to...
Affirmative. I have been able to reinitialize all but the most insignificant systems across the ship. I only await the primary command codes.
Alright, good work, Ava.
Should I start prepping for departure?
Not quite. As I said earlier, there is 2 factors in order to take control of this ship. The second factor is me handing over the command codes. However, it appears that J2 wishes to complicate that step a little further.
What does that mean?
It means, Captain, that you're going to have to change uniforms.
So what's with the helmet change?
Like I said, your captain needed to switch suits so it had a Syndicate transponder code. He wouldn't have been able to command the ship otherwise with that old suit of his.
So you had to get a new helmet to... Huh.
I had to give him my helmet because it has more features than the standard models.
I understand, it just seems a bit odd.
I suspect it's because of J2. Our helmets are usually equipped with deep-range transmitters. If she ever wanted to contact him personally, then that would be the most secure way to do it. Ah, and there he comes now, finally.
And it's going to be a hot minute before I realize you're not one to be shot at.
Tell me about it. Feels like I'm wearing the skin of my enemy.
At least that sounds a lot better than wearing the clothes of somebody else.
Well, you better get used to it, because that suit is the only one that is linked to the whole ship. If it ever gets damaged or you lose it, you lose access to all the clearance codes. So make sure it's well maintained.
Yeah, got it. Jeez.
So, in other words, no more charging headlong into battle, Captain.
Man, I miss being a grunt. It's actually where my skill set is.
Well, now that you have the proper suit, I believe now I can transfer the proper clearance codes to you. With that said, I am now granting you authorization as the new captain of... The ship doesn't exactly have a name now, does it? I guess that duty falls upon you now, Captain.
Oh, I have an idea.
Captain on deck.
I didn't realize you knew formality. Well, all systems look good. Weapons should fire at least. What do you think, Ava?
I'm wrapped up and ready to go, Captain. By your command.
Alright, let's prep the ship for launch, Chief.
Alright.
Okay then, let's prime all systems for launch.
Alright.
Initializing. Thrusters initiated. Main reactors online. Capital class thrusters online.
Alright, Captain. All systems nominal.
Alright, take us out, Chief. Let's see what she can do.
Captain, we are clear of dry dock. Now activating jump drive systems. Greetings, and welcome back. This will probably be the last time I speak to you all. You know, because I'm probably going to die with these blockheads I have aboard. This also means this will be the final vote we might cast. It is quite simple. J2, the strange woman we were just speaking to, has given us the option to select a powerful weapon to mount to our new ship. The Retribution. If by the way you didn't notice the giant sign, that's what we're calling it. Or what Ark is calling it, since he didn't ask me for an opinion. Anyway, we need you to cast your last vote so we can figure out what super weapon we will be using in our final battle against the Inquisitor Dreadnought. Please cast your votes for this episode by going to the community tab of this channel, and on behalf of the crew of the Exiled fleet, thank you. And we hope to see you again amongst the stars.
Good enough. God damn it.
Watching him just slide up the wall because the legs didn't move. The legs just slid.
Please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash. I crashed. Jeez. Jesus fucking Christ.
What the hell?
What did I even crash into?
I don't know! By the way, pretty lights. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Fair enough.
There you are. I heard you had just come aboard. So, what do you think? A lovely little ship, I would say.
It definitely is practical, though a bit less stylish for my taste.
So, what news do you bring?
How about the exact time and coordinates when the insurgents plan to attack this ship?